Coco Gauff has always been one of those players that fans around the world believe in. From the time she burst onto the scene at just 15 years old, stunning Venus Williams at Wimbledon, she has carried the weight of huge expectations. But as much as Coco's career has been a story of resilience, brilliance, and rising to the moment, there has also been one constant challenge that she has struggled to conquer. That challenge is her forehand. For years now, critics, analysts, and even fans have pointed out that while Coco's athleticism, her mental toughness, and her fiery competitiveness are second to none, her forehand has often broken down under pressure. It has been the shot opponent's target when trying to unravel her game, and it's something that has held her back from fully dominating the women's tour in the way so many people know she is capable of. Now, with the US Open just around the corner, Coco has made a bold, game-changing decision. She has turned to someone who knows the game at its very highest level. Coco Gauff has hired Sabalenka's former coach, a figure who has worked with one of the most powerful players in the sport, to help her fix her biggest problem once and for all. And this decision is already sending shockwaves across the tennis world. When news broke, fans immediately started buzzing. It was a mix of surprise, excitement, and curiosity. Why Sabalenka's former coach? Why now so close to the US Open? The answer lies in Coco's hunger. She has achieved so much already, but she knows the ceiling is higher. She doesn't just want to make quarterfinals or semifinals. She doesn't want to simply be a contender. Coco wants to dominate, to step onto the court and have no glaring weakness that her opponents can exploit. And for that to happen, she needed to make a drastic move. Sabalenka's former coach brings with him a reputation for sharpening technique and maximizing power. If there's anyone who understands how to turn raw strength into a consistent, reliable weapon, it's him. Under his guidance, Sabalenka transformed into a Grand Slam champion, becoming one of the most feared players on tour with her explosive game. Now, Coco is looking for that same transformation, but in her own unique style. This move isn't just about tennis. It's about Coco's willingness to admit that something has been holding her back, and her courage to face it head-on. That kind of humility at such a young age is rare in sports. Many players would prefer to ignore their weaknesses, hope they don't get exposed, and lean on their strengths. Coco, however, is saying, "No. I want to fix this. I want to become complete." That takes maturity beyond her years, and it's exactly why fans connect so deeply with her. But there's also pressure. Every coaching change brings uncertainty. Every new partnership requires chemistry, trust, and time. Will this new coach be able to unlock Coco's forehand in time for the US Open? Can they build a strong enough bond in such a short window to make an impact when it matters most? These are the questions everyone is asking. And yet, if there's one thing we know about Coco, it's that she thrives when her back is against the wall. Think about her career so far. The comeback she's pulled off, the way she's handled adversity, the grace with which she deals with both victory and defeat. Coco isn't afraid of big moments. In fact, she seems to get stronger when the stakes are highest. That's why this move feels like the perfect story. A young star, still growing, still improving, making a courageous change to take her career to the next level. The timing couldn't be more dramatic. The US Open is a tournament that Coco has dreamed of winning her entire life. It's her home slam, in front of her home fans, in one of the loudest and most passionate arenas in all of sports. Imagine Coco stepping onto Arthur Ashe Stadium with a newly sharpened forehand, confidence in her strokes, and a fire in her heart. Imagine her silencing the critics who have doubted her consistency, proving that she can turn her weakness into a weapon. That is the dream she and her fans are chasing right now. Of course, this isn't going to be easy. Fixing a technical issue is one of the hardest things in tennis, especially when it's something as deeply ingrained as a player's forehand mechanics. It takes endless repetitions, patience, and the ability to trust the process even when results aren't immediate. Coco will have to endure frustration, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But with the right coach guiding her, she has every chance of coming out stronger on the other side. Already, there are whispers among analysts that if this works, if Coco's forehand becomes reliable, she could be unstoppable. With her athleticism, her defense, her mental strength, and now potentially a rock-solid forehand, Coco Gauff could be the future #1, the next multiple Grand Slam champion. This is the missing piece. This is the storyline that could define her next chapter. What makes this story even more emotional is how much Coco means to people beyond tennis. She's not just an athlete, she's a role model, an inspiration to young kids around the world, especially young black girls who see themselves in her. She carries herself with maturity, speaks out on issues that matter, and represents hope for a new generation. Every move she makes resonates beyond the court. So when she hires a coach to work on her weakness, it sends a message. Even your heroes are still learning, still growing, still working to get better. As the US Open approaches, the eyes of the world will be on Coco Gauff. Fans will be watching closely to see if the changes are visible, if her shots look sharper, if her confidence grows with each match. There's a sense of anticipation, almost like we're witnessing a transformation in real time. And for Coco, there's no greater stage to show the world that she is ready to take the next step. This move might just be the turning point. It could be the bold decision that changes everything. Or it could be a risk that doesn't pay off right away. Either way, it shows Coco's spirit, her hunger, and her refusal to settle. That's what makes her so compelling, and that's why this story is touching hearts everywhere. So now, the question is clear. Can Sabalenka's former coach fix Coco Gauff's biggest weakness and unlock her true potential? Can Coco step into the US Open with not just hope, but with the belief that she has the complete game to go all the way? One thing's for sure, this is going to be one of the most emotional and dramatic journeys in tennis this season, and fans are ready to watch every moment of it.